Hello, it's week 8 of season 5 of the Andy Griffith Show. This week's episode title is Barney's Uniform. Barney, I tell Andy that I'm mad. The old man Goss down at the dry cleaners lost my salt and pepper suit, and we've got a dance coming up. And Andy says it'll turn up, and I say it better. I bought that suit just for dancing. It hangs just right for the dit. And then Andy and I noticed Fred Plummer, who works down at Foley's Market, sweeping trash into the street after I've warned him about that 3 times now. So I tell Andy I'm going to go over there and cut him down to size. So you go write Fred Plummer a $4 ticket for littering, and Fred gets mad and threatens to beat you up next time he sees you not in uniform. And the next morning in church, Andy wants to know why I wore my uniform to church. And I say, well, why shouldn't I wear my uniform? I'm a policeman. What should I wear? A milkman suit? And then later Andy wants to know why I'm wearing my uniform on my day off and on the day that I'm planning to take Thomaloo over to Mount Pilot. And I say, Andy, does my uniform bother you for some reason or another? Because this is just about the 4th time that you've brought it up. I just happen to think it's good public relations if we wear our uniforms when we visit our sister city. And then we see Fred Plummer, and I tell Andy maybe he could suspend Fred's ticket. And Andy says no. And then we get a call that Mr. Goss found my suit. And Andy says now I can wear it to the dance. And I say, well, to be brutally honest, Andy, I don't think that suit's going to fit me anymore. I don't know if you'd noticed, but I've been gaining weight like crazy lately. And I say I'll probably wear my uniform instead. And then Fred Plummer comes in to pay his ticket, and I leave. And the audience sees Fred tell Andy that the first time he sees you out of uniform, he's going to get his $4 worth, and then some. And then when I come into the courthouse the next day, I see that Andy has picked up my suit for me. And I ask him why, and he says it's just been lying over at the cleaners for days now. And I say, I just don't see why you should concern yourself with my suit. And then Andy asked me how I'd been getting along with Fred Plummer, and I tell Andy about the threat that he made to me. And I also say I'd been going to my judo classes again, and that's why I've been wearing my uniform all the time. And I say, Andy, if I go into public without my uniform, it'd be the same thing as enticing Fred Plummer into a fight. I'd be trapping him, and I don't want to do that. Look at me. This is the body of a judo fighter. I'm a deadly weapon. If I get into a fight with that fellow, goodness knows what damage I might do. And Andy says he understands. Well, then we see Andy go talk to your judo teacher and make a plan with him. And then he goes and tells Fred Plummer that you know judo, and Fred says he doesn't care. And he says, well, Barney's going to be out of uniform tonight for the dance. He's going to be coming by here about 7:45 to pick up his suit for the dance. So Fred's waiting outside the courthouse, and he jumps a guy in a suit that he thinks is you, but it's actually the judo teacher who beats him up. That's the plan that Andy made. And Andy brings my suit over to my place that night. He says it's just in case I changed my mind about wearing it. And he also says he told Fred that I know judo, and then he tells me that I'm going to have to face up to Fred sooner or later. He says I need to do it as a lawman. So I put on the suit. And Andy drives me over to Foley's Market, where Fred is still working. And I see him and I say, Fred, I just wanted to tell you this. Whether I'm wearing my uniform or not doesn't make any difference, because I'm a symbol of the law. And you've got to have respect for that. Understand? And Fred says he understands. And he now believes that I know judo. So I say, well, from now on, Fred, when I give you a warning or an order, I want you to listen. Understand? When I say no more trash in the street, I mean no more trash in the street. Is that clear? And then I go back and tell Andy everything's okay. Let's go. The girls are waiting. And later I tell Andy to come at me so I can demonstrate some judo moves. But the first time he doesn't do it right. And the second time he gets me on the floor, and I tell him to let me up so I can go to judo class. Well, I'm glad it got worked out with Fred Plummer. We'll see you all next week for episode 9.